Okay, so One Piece chapter 1010 just came out and it was an absolutely amazing chapter. I mean, one of the best we've seen in a while. I mean, I guess that's hard to say because, Oda has been releasing banger after banger after banger recently. But yeah, I think this one's been the best so far. So let's dive into the chapter. Okay, so the cover page was kind of interesting for me. It was a little bit weird. It was Pudding, Big Mom's one of Big Mom's daughters, the one that Sanji was meant to marry in Whole Cake. She was applying eye drops into her three eyes, and this was not Oda's own choice. This was a request by a fan. Um, if that's what you're into, I mean, yeah, I guess it was interesting. I guess you could say, but putting eye drops into her eyes, not the most. If you're the guy who requested it, you're just down bad. Let's be honest, you're down bad. But let's move quickly on from that. So we start off the chapter with Big Mom kind of falling off a Nigashima and she's kind of racing down towards the water. She screams back up to Zeus to save her. But Zeus kind of right now is preoccupied thanks to Law and Kid's combined attack from chapter 1009. He's kind of stuck in this like metallic box created by Kid. So Prometheus says, "Oh, Mama, I'm coming." And Zoro right now has kind of been cutting up Prometheus, but is now struggling, especially due to that combo attack that Big Mom and Kaido unleashed on the five supernovas just last chapter. And Zoro decided to block it. I don't know why he did. I mean, I guess I understand why. It was to protect Luffy and the rest of the guys because they need someone to defeat Kaido. But somehow Zoro is fine. Okay, fine. I feel like it's an understatement, but he's not dead. That's all we know. He's not dead. He can still move around a bit, but he is struggling. As you can see, he's kind of like wheezing, and he's saying, as it says in the speech bubbles, he's saying half, kind of tired. I think his stamina's going. Law seems genuinely surprised that every single bone in his body isn't broken yet. Law, let's respect Zoro, please. This is Mr. Pirate Hunter, the future's world greatest swordsman. Of course he'll be okay. Okay, I'm just joking there. Obviously, Zoro just tanked a big attack, but he seems okay-ish for now. Kaido seems a bit angry. He says that Big Mom has now become an invalid, which is kind of true. She's kind of out of the fight for now. Now we come over to Luffy, who does not look great. The guy is knocked out, just like he was the first time when Kaido fought Luffy. But Kaido sees that. He looks away and goes to Zoro, says, "Hey, Pirate Hunter, let Prometheus go." Then Zoro notices Kaido coming. Then Law switches out Zoro with, room shambles, bang. Switches him. However, it doesn't say in the chapter that he uses room shambles, but as One Piece fans, by this point we know that Law, when something is being switched out, that he's using room shambles. So he switches Zoro out, then he puts himself in. Bang! Injection shot right to Kaido's throat. So this was a big attack from Law. A nice injection shot to the throat. As you can see, Kaido is kind of spitting out a bit of blood and says, "Trafalgar, your abilities are really annoying me." And it's understandable. Imagine there was this guy who could just, move things at will and, appear here 1 second, appear there the next second. It'd get mad annoying for me too. So Kaido is kind of pissed. Right now, Prometheus is racing down off the edge of Onigashima to go and save Big Mom. Zoro's like, "Hey Law," or "Hey Traf," or Tra Guy, as the Straw Hats normally call Law. He says, "The flame is gonna save Big Mom. Why are we gonna let this happen?" Law smartly says, "Let go. The plan just isn't worth one of us dying, and it's true. You don't really need to sacrifice one of the five of them just to stop Prometheus saving Big Mom." Then Kid says, "We only needed to split them up anyways." Killer says, "This should be enough for now." Bang. Now Kid and Killer are gonna go after Big Mom. That's gonna be their fight. Their 2v1 versus a Yonko. Can't wait to see how that plays out. Prometheus actually manages to save Big Mom and is now saying that was close. And Big Mom is complimenting Prometheus, calling him the cutest and whatever. I guess it's to hype him up. And Big Mom starts insulting Zeus, and Prometheus jumps in on the action, starts insulting Zeus too, calling him useless, and the fact that he always holds them back. And Prometheus asks Big Mom a favor. What do you guys think this is? Personally, I feel like it's permission to go full power. Maybe Prometheus, you know, can get even hotter, get even bigger, and maybe just asking for that opportunity from Big Mom. But it probably does require some taxing of Big Mom, maybe part of taxes her own soul, or it requires her to use a lot more haki than she normally does to make Prometheus stronger. But yeah, anyway, Prometheus is asking her a favor. Will she grant it? Most likely. He did save her life, so I feel like she'll grant it. Now we come back to Luffy, and Kaido is thinking, or saying out loud, look at his face. He's laughing a bit, and he's saying it's just like last time, he's unconscious. So he's remembering the time where he beat Luffy, well, he one-tapped him with Thunder Bagua back in the Flower Capital. And he notices that Luffy is still glaring at him. So now Kaido is getting a bit angry, saying, will to gouge his eyes out, or should I just crush his heart? And Zoro, whilst this is happening, says to Law, look, Law, I reached my limit. This next attack will be my last attack. We just can't keep this up forever. And Law's thinking, you know, he says Zoro. So he's probably thinking, what's this guy gonna do? And Zoro says, if this doesn't work and I end up dead, it'll be up to you. So he's kind of like passing the torch on to Law to continue the fight against Kaido. Then Zoro shouts, hey, Kaido, that's my captain you've got there. If you want somebody dead, take me instead. You know, his usual sacrifice. Then he pulls out a move we haven't seen since Eni's lobby. Oh my goodness, I've been so excited for this. And it was 9 sword style. Demonic Ashura. I don't have 9 arms, but you know what it is. So yeah, he pulls out Ashura for the first time in ages, and pulls out a move called Fast of the Dead. That's what the translation says. Pretty interesting name, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's Ashura, 9 arms, which does mean he has 3 Enmas, which is far too broken in my opinion, having 3 Enmas. But you know, that's Zoro for you. And this attack does a lot of damage to Kaido. He's bleeding, he's groaning. Law is amazed. He's like, huh? How's he just done this? Law, for the second time this chapter, I'm going to tell you, this is Zoro. Don't underestimate him. This man is the man that's going to become the future world's greatest swordsman. You know, he's a beast. He's a little demon. Don't underestimate him. Zoro does his Asura move, and Kaido is thinking, that run, he's kind of angry that he's been, you know, damaged that much. And he's saying, it can't be. You have Conqueror's Haki too. Yes! Finally! Oh my god, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this. This is essentially confirmation that Zoro has Conquerors. No more hints or foreshadowing where it looks like Zoro's kind of using it and we're left to our own imagination where he is using it, is he not using it? It's clear as day here. Even though Zoro doesn't realize it himself, he's used it unconsciously whilst trying to do his strongest attack. He's embedded some Conqueror's Haki into it. But Kaido's the one to notice, and he's essentially telling us that Zoro has Conqueror's Haki, and there's no 2 ways about it. Zoro is a Conqueror, a Supreme King, and now the Straw Hats have a Supreme King duo of Luffy and Zoro. That just sounds so nice. A Supreme King duo. But yeah. Zoro doesn't know what he's talking about. He just put everything into that last attack. And Kaido says, well, it'll leave a scar. That should be enough for you. And I think, yeah, that should be enough for Zoro for now. We got to give him a round of applause. You know, great performance by Zoro. Came in clutch multiple times. The reason why these guys are still alive is because he blocked the Yonko combined attack. Saved Luffy 1 or 2 times. Cut up Kaido a few times too. Overall, Zoro is a lot more OP than we realize. I feel like this is why Oda has limited the amount of Zoro fights post time skip. It's to kind of like give him all this shine right now. But for now, Zoro is done. Maybe he'll come back later. Can fight against Kaido. I'm not too sure. Maybe he'll fight against King or someone like that. But for now, Zoro is done, and you know we gotta give him a round of applause. So yeah, Zoro is now done. So now Zoro unfortunately is done for. And Kaido is going to take this opportunity to absolutely destroy Zoro. But Law says, look out, Zoro. And then bang. Kaido hits Law with a Thunder Bagua. Law gets blitzed. And, you know, Law unfortunately gets destroyed by the attack. And now Zoro's down, Luffy's down, Law's down. And Kaido's thinking to himself, what a pity. We could have all allied together and taken over the world together. I feel like even if they did ally together, there's no way he would have allowed the supernovas to reach the same standing as him and Big Mom. It would have been Kaido and Big Mom up there, and then below it would have been them. And I feel like that isn't the right position for someone like Luffy or a Zoro or even a Kid Killer or a Law. They need to be the top guys, no, not a subordinate. So it really would never have worked out anyway, let's be honest. And Luffy's voice appears and says, "Join you?" Not any one of us would join up like an idiot like you. He says the samurais are his friends and that he will send Kaido flying. Basically, what Luffy is saying here is that he will not rest until he destroys Kaido. Kaido is going to get bodied by this man. You wait and see. Kaido will get smoked by Luffy. And whilst he's saying all this stuff, he's kind of thinking back to, old man Hyogoro the Flower's teachings, and how he was teaching him in Udon about Haki, and essentially not using pure power, but allowing the Haki to flow through your fists to get a stronger punch or stronger contact. So Luffy whilst he's talking, he's thinking of all this stuff. And he comes to a realization. When Kaido hit him, that Kaido was using Conqueror's Haki, but he was using it in an offensive capability. And he asked Kaido this. This is something that was very, very, very important to me personally, because I always believed that there was another secondary or even tertiary use for Conqueror's Haki. I didn't think Conqueror's Haki was just used for knocking out fodder. That kind of aspect really disappointed me. Yeah, it was cool the first couple of times, but after a while, what is the point of Conqueror's Haki if it's only used to knock out fodder? There must be another use to it. I always believed it could be used in some sort of offensive capabilities, maybe to create shockwaves or to damage objects like Shanks did when he pulled up to Whitebeard the first time, around episode 323, let's just say. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it's definitely in the 320s, just after Enies Lobby happened. So yeah, back to the manga panel. So yeah, Luffy has figured this out, that he's Kaido's using Conqueror's Haki in a offensive way, which is something I am pretty happy about. I've always believed that was the case, but now this is essentially just confirmation of that. Kaido, upon hearing Luffy's question if Conqueror's Haki can be used in an offensive way, essentially, Kaido is using Conqueror's Haki to make his attack stronger. He does, his weird laugh, and he says only a handful of strong people can, do it, which is essentially saying that him, probably Shanks, and, of the old generation, probably Roger, Whitebeard, maybe Odin, only those caliber of guys could do something like coat their attacks in Conqueror's Haki. And from this point on, for like the next couple of pages, and probably until the end of the chapter, is where things get confusing. It becomes an absolute matrix for me. Luffy starts blitzing Kaido in base form. That was not even gear form, but base form. Base form, I should say. Kaido tried to sneak up behind Luffy using his speed. Luffy senses it, dodges it, and then for the next couple of panels you can see some dodging going, but you can see this kind of new type of Haki leaking off of Luffy. It looks like kind of this like black, it's probably going to be animated as black and red lightning, but it's the way it's leaking off him. It's coming off him. A lot of people seem to believe, well, a few people seem to think that this is Advanced Conqueror's Haki. I don't think it's that just yet, but I feel like that is coming very, very soon. Probably by the end of, Wano, that he'll be using Advanced Conqueror's Haki in some sort of way. But for now, I feel like this is just using Conqueror's Haki in an offensive capability. But yeah, for the next couple few panels, Luffy just blitzes Kaido. Then, on one of the panels, Luffy cracks Kaido right in... I can't really tell with his dragon form, but it looks like it's his neck, kind of upper chest area, maybe even mid-chest. But this area completely gets destroyed by Luffy, and Kaido is bleeding quite a lot. And then before Kaido even gets time to react to it, Luffy cracks this man. He hits a disgusting uppercut right here in that kind of like just on the underside of the chin. Bang! Sends Kaido flying, and he lands on his back. Law is just in complete awe of this. You see that? The rhyming law, awe, but you know. Yeah. Law is in complete awe of what Luffy has just done. He's like, he's not even making contact. Law, I love you, man, but this is advanced armor haki plus Conqueror's haki, this is what essentially I believe it to be, which is why Luffy does not really necessarily need to make contact. If Luffy can make contact with someone with just purely Conqueror's haki, well, that's great too. But I feel like he's adding some Ryo with it to make it even stronger. But we won't really be able to tell that until this gets animated. Laura's confused. He's like, "What's going on?" And Luffy just says this. He probably says this in a cool voice, you know. Zoro, Tra guy or Traf. Sorry to keep you waiting. But I've got this now. This is my fight. I'm gonna 1v1 Kaido. Go down, you know. Have a snack or something. Go see what's going on with everyone else. But I've got this. I'm gonna destroy this man, Kaido, right here. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited. Of course, this isn't exactly what Luffy said. I'll put the panel right here so you can see it. But Luffy, he's just exciting me, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really loving how Luffy's acting. He's acting all cold, like he owns the place, and I love it. He is essentially making a promise to Law and Zoro, who's kind of unconscious right now, that he will defeat Kaido 1v1. And to be honest, this is kind of like the turning point of the arc for me. The Supernova 5v2 was cool at first, but I was always wondering when Luffy is going to get his shine. He's 1v1 with Kaido. And now, it feels like Luffy is finally ready to take Kaido 1v1. I also feel like Kaido is not out of this fight, not at all. I feel like he's got still several gears left to go before, they can really, really go at it at their strongest. And, I can't wait for that. At least the next chapter or the chapter after, the 1v1 between Luffy and Kaido will begin. Kid and Killer are handling their Big Mom situation. They're probably going to get their 2v1. Law and Zoro is done for now. He needs to be healed by Law. Maybe Chopper if they can get down to Chopper, but I'm not sure that's really like a viable option right now. But Law should, give Zoro some emergency treatment. And just get off the roof. Right now, you're not really necessary, guys. No offense to you, especially Law. I like you, man, but this fight is just a bit out of your league. Yeah, you're not really... If you were a Supreme King yourself, I wouldn't mind you staying, but you're not, unfortunately. And I feel like that's the difference between Luffy and Kid. I feel like potential-wise, Zoro potential-wise, and people like Law and Killer. It's just Conqueror's haki. For the longest time, people seem to believe that Conqueror's haki didn't really have a correlation with your strength. But now this chapter has essentially confirmed that people with Conqueror's haki have a higher ceiling than people without. And I think this is perfect. This is how it should be. No matter how much you train, I feel like there should be an advantage to people with Conqueror's haki. I know it's sad to say it like that, but that's how it should be. I'm glad this has been confirmed in the chapter. This was a great chapter. A lot of things have been confirmed. Zoro getting Conqueror's haki, Conqueror's haki being able to use it in an offensive capability and not just for knocking out fodder, and that essentially that people with Conqueror's haki have a higher ceiling in terms of potential than people without it. What would I rate this chapter out of 10? To be honest, it's pretty easy. It's easily a 9.5 to 10 out of 10 chapter. Let's be honest, it was amazing. It had everything we wanted. Zoro moments, Luffy moments, Kid and Killer going after Big Mom. I feel like for the next few chapters, we'll go away from the rooftop just for now. But I feel like we'll come back and we'll see Luffy's 1v1. There's important stuff we need to know, especially with Momonosuke's position, what Usopp and Nami are doing, what Frankie's doing, what Chopper's doing, Marco, what Perospero and the rest of the Big Mom pirates. There's a lot of forces at play here. And I feel like the next couple of chapters will take a little bit of a breather. We'll go away from the rooftop and, we'll slow things down and we'll see what's going on. Maybe we might even get to see, what's going on around the world. Maybe with Sabo's situation, for example. But yeah, a banging chapter, 10 out of 10 if you want to give it that. I personally would give it a 9.9. To be honest, I don't know why I'm being so stingy not giving it a 10, but I feel like... No, this is a 10 out of 10 chapter. Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 chapter. I can't really think of many chapters off the top of my head that were better than this. So yeah, definitely 10 out of 10 chapter. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this little review. This is my first YouTube video. If you guys want to see more, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe. You know, comment what you thought about this chapter. Give me some feedback about how you thought different parts of the chapter went. Which bit was your favorite? Who you think the MVP of the arc is right now? You know, we'll have a little discussion in the comments. And yeah, so like the video, subscribe, and hopefully more videos will be coming out. I've got quite a few ideas lined up, but it's just about, you know, having the ability to make them into actual videos, I guess you could say. I have some great ideas, but you know, right now I'm lacking, you know, a bit of equipment. So yeah, I'm gonna get that sorted real soon. And yeah, hopefully, if you guys want me to, I'll do this YouTube thing regularly. I guess, you know, I have two reasons to be doing this: for my own enjoyment and the fact that I like talking about this stuff, and for you guys, the other 50% is, you know, seeing if you guys like it. If you guys don't like it and you guys don't show me, you know, don't subscribe or like or whatever, then how will I know that you guys want to see more of this, or these types of videos? So yeah, you guys show me the love, I guess, and I guess it'll show me like that you guys want to see more. That, I guess, that's it. But yeah, take care, guys. Have a lovely, you know, weekend. Probably a couple of other manga chapters like Black Clover, My Hero might come out soon. So if you read those, you know, tell me what you think. So yeah, another banging One Piece chapter. Oda's a real genius. I can't wait for chapter 1011.